Beneath the murky, grainy sediment lies 1,001 secrets, waiting, hoping to be unearthed. The monotonous rush of water over the jagged rocks sitting in the mud captures thousands of memories over time, as intriguing as a time capsule. The water rolls over the riverbed and surges downstream at a continuous pace, like time rolling through the ages. Rocks and slates stand in the way, obstructing the flow like glitches in the time stream.
Raucous shouting, screeching, cheering, yelps of delight and bursts of chiming, ringing laughter. Chubby cherub hands brushing hair from their brows, sweat dripping the taste of childhood and carelessness. Rain flowing from the ceiling, a ceiling of blue skies and the hope of tomorrow. Children twirling beneath, arms held aloft, leaning forwards over iron railings to look onto the river, squinting up their long-lashed eyes in a struggle to unlock the water's mysteries, feeling the wind against their faces, an unfathomable breeze. Children kneeling, standing silent, listening to the stilted speech of machinery. Chubby cherub hands bleeding pearls of scarlet red that taste like homelessness and penniless, and working to live a life that isn't worth it. Grain pouring from the ceiling of mandatory brick and made from toil and plight and pain. Children catching the grains with open palms, grinding into bread they'll never taste, only need. Scrunching at their faces as the head pounds and the heart aches to the rhythm of a tune that they've heard too many times.
Boring, grey and low-pay labour, poison seeping in to weary workers who stay unaware of growing dangers. They continue their deadly craft. Time slips by with aching minutes, twitching muscles losing pace and accuracy. Careless and half-finished jobs lay on the table, grown men stunned by the corrosive smells. Then time is served and the day is lost. Money in its pitiful few is handed over, stumbling, tired, to fall over the threshold. The family, anxious but waiting, is ignored. Poison takes its toll, and illness shows its features.
Chilled metal bars, soldered together as a descent into the murky creek. Rusted chains and chipped dull paint show the age and wear of the icy alloy. Cracked and fractured and shattered rocks lie lifelessly at the base of the steps. Once surrounded by grubby, icy water, now surrounded by mud. The only signs of life are the weeds growing through the cracks in the dismembered cement, which, upon a wall, borders the frosty brook.
A void of sludgy nothingness awaits. A dried-up strand of mermaid's hair, trailing like a triumphant banner, caked in a shroud of dirt and ruin and grime, feeding on broken hopes and shattered dreams. And boring me, watching it, ignoring me, watching it. But its whispering melody of catcalls and jeering, penetrating my skull with a fist of icy hellfire. Bubbles emerging, raising their heads tentatively above the surface, popping with a shout of relief and of escape, and taunting me, watching it, haunting me, watching it. But a silent still, foreshadowing nothing more to come, just a spiraling eternal abyss, and a vast expanse of dull grey water, slicing an infected gash in the skin of the city, and hating it.
Curving scripture lay forgotten on the wall, its moulding inscription like the intelligence of men, rotting with disuse. No fingerprints are painted on the dusty, dated stone, the distinct lack of human interference like a brightly painted sign, pointing at a generation that denies information, as if it will taint their dull, monotonous lives. A silent companion to the orchestra of the river, a blundering force of blunted stone, jutting out, hindering the drag of the river, serve as percussion, to complement the strings of rubble and grit. And the silent thoughts of murderous fishermen, who use blood and bait to quench their everlasting hunger. And though the crumbling path promises room for a horse-drawn chariot, two men cannot walk side by side for fear that one might fall into a cushion of greenery, or the wandering waters that can drown warriors, soldiers, rebels, as they paint blunted rocks rusted brown.
Plunged into an icy abyss, feel it ripple and bubble around. Submerged into a liquid darkness, the feeling of no gravity. Sows your movement to a lazy state, contains no life, but a few lost ducks.
The water is choppy today. You are bobbing downstream, your head held high like a periscope. You are the bird of the river. This is your territory. For though they may stare, children shriek and point, it's just water running off your wing. The gleam of the sunlight against the water surface casts a warm glow to your face. Your beak is coated in moisture as your head dips down into the salty water of the river. You let out a satisfied quack as the cool droplets run down your back. This is your place, your territory. You continue your journey downstream, never casting your beady eyes behind you. The river current carries you along, drifting, floating, weightless.
Light fills the hidden gem, captured and held within colour's grasp, transformed into the soft touch of lilac glow, released to dye the boring waters a blossom of interest. Once whole and brimming with liquid purpose, now purpose served, lies submerged in liquid swirls. A shattered piece lashing out with bite of sting, yet now smooth, a fine prize for those who brave the cold.
The thought of a river, so hard to explain, a place where dreams crash and disappointment is gained, when you realise with real eyes that the river isn't blue, but rather a brown and murky too. But though the river is dirty and your shoes new and clean, the river still leaves them with a shining silver gleam.